Hello YouTube and welcome to my channel eddieinreadingland. My name is Eddie and today I'm bringing you my favorite depictions of the death card. Okay guys, so we are looking at the death card from the decks that I currently own, and these are my favorite depictions from there, but I will start with the two honorable mentions first and then I'll go into my top three. But okay, let's get started. Here we have, let's go down here. Here we have the death card from the Exile Tarot by Woe Studios. The reason why I wanted you guys to look at this death card is because it just, even though we're seeing a very common theme on the death card, which is transformation, I feel like we see all of the stages of the butterfly. Oh God, now metamorphosis. All of the stages of metamorphosis for the butterfly. I feel like she is the caterpillar, and I feel like she's holding this cocoon. And as you guys can see, we have this tree made out of butterflies, and it's just so well done in my opinion. I like this death card because it brings a sense of silence and calm and plenitude that I usually don't get from the death card, especially in a more traditional depiction of the death card. Definitely don't see that. This is way more passive, and in a way it also feels very watery, and I really enjoy this. I love the colors. It almost feels like this whole scene is underwater, even though I know it isn't because I can see the light coming over here from the ceiling. There is so much decay here. This we can see that this tree it actually only looks alive because of the butterflies, and we can see that it's very futile for this person to actually be taking care of the tree. Because it's dead. We know it's dead, but she's still trying and she's still going and she's still managing it. And there's that sense of if I keep caring, there may be a rebirth. There may be that slight bit of hope for the tree to be alive again. And I really like that. But as you can see here, guys, there is no soil. There's just nothing but decay here. Even this little water over here is actually not reaching the tree because it's going into the hole. So it's a, when I say it and when I describe it, it sounds sad. And I guess it is sad, but it just makes me feel really good inside when I look at this death card, which is totally ironic in my opinion. But you can see that there's life somewhere else. I mean, we see that the person here, we see this person taking care of the cocoon. We see the butterflies. We see some flowers over here. There is life in this death card. But I just it makes me think of the decay that it is inevitable in our lives, and that's the reason why I like this card, and that's the reason why it's an honorable mention as well, because it's a very outside of the box illustration of the death card, but it is also very appropriate, I feel. So that's why I wanted to show you guys. It's just so good. I really like it. The feelings that it that is bringing up for me are really nice, good feelings that I like feeling, and it's usually, I think that the reason why I like this death card is because I usually don't feel those things when I look at a death card, and very grateful for this. The other thing is that this depiction of the death card has a lot of white, and I do like the color white for the death card even more than these dull blues and grays, I do like white for the death card. I do associate white with the death card. I don't associate the death card with black. Like usually, like it's more. I feel like it's more of a color that people relate with death. Well, especially here in the Western, in the Western cultures. But yes, so very much like this card. It's very it's surreal. It's more surreal. It's a more surreal depiction of the death card, but I really enjoy it. I feel like we need to have more death cards where we're portraying where we're getting a feeling, a different feeling, even though the symbology and the meaning could still be the same. We're getting a different feeling from the death card, and I think that's why again, that's why I really like this death card. But okay, moving on. Let's see if I can make this. You guys know that I won't. It's probably gonna be like at least 20 minutes. Here we have the death card from the Hidden Waters Tarot by Anatolian. And yes, this is basically a blob of ink. And why do I like it? Well, this deck is based on the Rorschach test. And maybe I shouldn't say what I'm seeing in the death card so that I don't prime people. If you're interested in getting this deck, I don't prime you to what it is, but I do. But I have to talk about it because this is my favorite depiction of the one of my favorite depictions of the death card. Actually, it's an honorable mention, but I still really like it very much. I see a moth here, and I love that symbology for the death card. I like moths for death because they go as well through anamorphosis. Like, well, I mean, moths are butterflies, but moths are more occult and they're more dark or obscure related than the butterflies are, and that is exactly what I'm seeing here. I love the off-white. It works extremely well with the. I know that this is black, and I know that I just said that I like white for the death card, but again, I think that the reason why this is an honorable mention is because of the feeling that it's conveying to me. This blob over here of ink is conveying to me the meaning of death. I can see here transformation due to me seeing a moth on the image, but I can also see decay, and I can also see life. There is just so much that this card is making me feel that I relate to the death card, that I think it's a really great depiction of the death card. It's definitely a very abstract depiction of the death card, and yes, more feelings are coming out of this than meaning. But I just still very much like this. We as humans like to what's the word that I'm looking for, guys? We like to conceptualize even more abstract concepts, like death, for example. We still don't know what happens after death. If you ask me, probably nothing. We just cease to be. But for those of us who have a more spiritual or a more religious belief as to what happens to us after death, it's we still can't confirm or deny that any of those things do happen, right? Even me, who like I just said, I just believe that I cease to exist. I can't really confirm that that's what happens. I've never been dead. I don't want to be dead. I'm not scared of dying, but I'm not looking to die. And that is exactly the feelings that are coming out of this. There is a more abstract feeling to death. that I have versus fear. Most people fear death, but I don't. It's more my logical mind being fascinated by um, the whole experience of death. It's a fascinating subject, and I think that that's what I'm seeing in the death card. That's why I like it so much, because it is so abstract, and it represents that abstract feeling and concept that I have towards death. I don't know if I'm explaining myself very well, but I like the abstract representation of the death card that the Hidden Waters Tarot has given us in Anatolian. She did a fantastic job with this tarot, and more so with some of the cards, like for example with this death card. It's the correct energy, in my opinion. This is the correct energy of death. And again, I know that we're just seeing a blob. Logically I know this, guys, but again, it's the correct energy. I really like this for the death card because it also forces you to look outside of what death really is for you. This depiction of the death card makes me more philosophical, and it removes the material or the physical from death, and it just expands it into, well, yeah, there is a physical death, but what happens to the mind, or what happens to your will, or what happens to your being? It raises all of those questions, and I really like that. I like to be challenged that way, and this death card definitely challenges me in that way, and mostly because I don't have any answers for that. I don't. I mean, aside from experiencing death myself and then coming back to life, which is necromancy is not one of my fortes. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. It's fascinating that I am getting death from this blob, and not because it's telling me that it's death, but I do get that energy from it. So that's why I wanted to show you guys this. But moving on to my third favorite depiction of death, and hopefully for something that is more reasonable and logical. I'll try. Can't make any promises, guys. But here we have the death card from the Star Phoenix Tarot by Trungles. Again, I'm seeing a lot of symbology that I like for the death card, but especially the butterflies and especially the puppies. I do equate puppies with death. Puppies, not puppies like doggies. Although I love doggies. No, poppy flowers. Calla lilies, white lilies, amaryllis, white roses. Those are all flowers that I equate with death, and I love seeing the puppies over here. It's fascinating again that something that is so dangerous also is extremely helpful for our health, and it's also very addictive. So it's quite dangerous, but it's a painkiller. And if used correctly and at the right times, it can definitely help you alleviate pain, a physical pain that you're experiencing. Now, if you take too much of it, you're definitely going to die, and I think that's the idea with this death card. But I also like this Mother Mary representation of the death card. I like that because why do I like that? It just feels like sometimes Mary doesn't get the divinity that she deserves. I mean, if you're Catholic or no Catholic religion, Mary does get a better reputation or a better it has some importance, right, in the Catholic religion. But there is this aspect of Mary that I like, where she is divine because she birthed a child without conceiving, and that part of life, um, that magic of life that happened within her makes total sense to me with the death card. Why? Um, I like the theme of birth and of birth for the death card, and this um, woman holding the baby with the winged baby uh, just makes even more sense, because I feel like this baby is not alive. He has passed away, and I feel like um, this person, um, this woman, this Mary, um, divine person here, um, is holding on to something that is dead, and I feel like that's a form of death itself. Uh, in my opinion, there is more than physical death. There are times when you emotionally die. There are times where you psychologically die. Um, for those of us who have experienced trauma, I think that's one of the times where you're experiencing some sort of death that is not physical. And I think that this is being portrayed in this death card, um, especially because this person is also cloaked on the universe. It's cloaked on darkness with um, twinkling of light. And I just feel like that is a very, again, it's another representation of silence. And silence usually means that you need the time to process. Um, and all of that is being portrayed in this death card. I really like that. There is a very human part of death that I'm seeing here. Um, that it is not very usual that we see in the death card. So that's why I like this. Um, it's um, it's very humbling to look at this death card, because either this person is death and they just um, you know took this baby away, took this infant away, and they're taking it to wherever this infant needs to go, or they're holding on to a life that is no longer there. Um, yeah, I feel like that's a very human feeling. Like being able to let go, and I like that for this death card. This death card does make me feel sad, to be perfectly honest with you guys. But I think it's the feeling of humbleness that I feel when I look at this death card that I very much like. I can definitely see a hope for transformation due to the yellow butterflies over here. There's that there's that process there. There's that transformation that can happen, especially if we're dealing with grief. Especially if we're dealing with um, grief from a death one of our an important people that has passed away in our lives. So I think that's why. And again, now that I'm doing this video, I think that I like death cards that are making me feel something instead of showing me something. But yeah, love the colors on this. Triangles did an excellent job choosing the colors for this tarot deck. I very much like that. They do seem like they're very flat colors, but there is some sort of toning going on, because you can see that this yellow is not this same yellow. It's this is a little brighter, and this is a little darker. I'm not really sure if you guys can see that, or if it's going to even show up in this, but yeah. One of my favorite depictions of the death card. There's a lot of religious iconography that I'm seeing here, like for example for the Virgin Mary, and I don't know, maybe this could be the baby Jesus too. Who knows? It's making my old Catholic upbringing very uncomfortable, and I actually like that. And I actually like that. So yeah, this is the death card from the Star Spirits Tarot by Trungles. So moving on to the death card for my favorite tarot, and that is the Shadowscapes Tarot by Stephanie Pui Moonlaw. Now I love this death card because this phoenix that's just bursting in flame, and we know that this phoenix it's about to die. It makes me incredibly happy because we also know that the phoenix, after it dies, it's just going to hatch again from an egg. So that's just so good. Usually I like rebirth for the judgment card, but the fact that this phoenix is almost about to die is just the perfect moment to depict the death card, in my opinion. I'm not really sure if you guys can see, but this phoenix is a woman. Hopefully you guys can see it. There we go. The phoenix is also a woman. There's an embodiment of death here that is portrayed incredibly well by Stephanie, and I really, really like this. Very much enjoy this. Again, I love the spirals, but you guys know that I love spirals. Yes, the phoenix and death, they have a very peculiar relationship because it's such a cycle for the phoenix to hatch, mature, die, and then from the ashes again, hatch, mature, die. In that way, we're seeing that transformative power that death card has, and I just very much like that. I very much like that for this death card. This is also a depiction of release and of I'm allowing this to happen because it is the time that it needs to happen. Sometimes as humans it's very hard for us to let go of things and experience that not physical death, and that is exactly what I feel like it's going on in this death card. It's other than that, it's very colorful and it's very beautiful, yes, but this cleansing, that's what it is. It's a cleansing of your old self and starting to be this new you. I think that's why I like this death card, because there's power in rebirth, there's power in transforming yourself, and I'm seeing this in this card. Not to mention that I love the colors. I mean, this is just amazing, and the artwork is just stunning. Love it. Good gods, it's just so good. We see other symbolism here. There's a hatchling sort of coming out from the sun. Oh my god, it's not. Hey, come on. It's just, there we go. There's a hatchling over there, guys. One of the things that I will forever complain about this tarot is that it's so small, because this needs to be bigger. There's so much detail in these cards, and I need them to be bigger. But anyway, whatever. I hope that they come up with a version where I can see the all of the detail and be bigger. I don't know, it's probably never going to happen, and I'm just complaining at this point. But yes, second favorite depiction of the death card. Love this phoenix. But my favorite depiction of the death card is the death card from Terror of the Starbound Fantasia by Taylor Ellis. The Angel of Death. Yes. I feel Like if death were to be embodied, it would be in the form of some sort of angel, and I think it would look a lot like this. Something that is a little scary, but human enough. Something that's winged because it serves as divine, and something that has control over time, especially our time. And by that I mean our life. Um, it seems simple, but it is the symbolism. The symbols are just conveying so many things to me right now, and I'm so happy for it. Um, Various things. If death were to be embodied, it would be this, definitely. It would be this pulsating thing. Why pulsing? Because life is energy, and I feel like death has the power of that pulse and that life in them. They are able to take that away, and they're able to provide it for you as well. And love that. Love that expansion of the death card. I really enjoy the fact that this being is cloaked because there is a mystery. There is a hidden aspect of death that we like. For example, we actually don't have any knowledge as to what happens after we die. We just don't know. None of us can be completely sure of what's going to happen. Logically, I feel like we just cease to exist, but logically, I know that I can't prove that. Um, so love that mystery, occult, obscure aspect. Love the fact that we have this very rich purple, uh, because purple is the color of royalty, and I feel like death has um, or merits a royal title. And purple is also it's also a divine color, and I think that's the reason why Taylor actually chose it for Death Guard. I'm gonna have some water, guys, but it's just I just love it. I love it. I love that there's something hidden in this card, and even though we can see a little of the being that's here, we're not completely sure as to how this being looks or what they are. I don't know if you guys can see, but um, this being is also the universe, or it has the universe under the cloak. And I think that also serves very well portraying the expansion of the power of death. There's just, there is no life that death cannot take away, and I feel like everything will end at some point. And that's just, God, it's so good. It's so good. Again, the wings, I just feel like something it provides more meaning to the divine being that exists outside of our comprehension. So I very much like that. And the fact that we have the hourglass over here, even more so, because I feel like death does have power over time, and not the other way around. But I think more that death has our time in their hands, and that is something that is scary. That's something that is outside of us, and it's not something that we're able to choose normally. I also like the very surreal representation of the death guard, and I also like the very imminent doom sort of feeling that we get. I don't know if you guys can see, but we have these are not stars, these are skulls, and I feel like these are meant to portray all of the souls that death has buried, into wherever they need to get ferried. It's it's an amazing representation of the Death Card. I very, very, very much like this Death Card. It's my favorite. It's not only giving me meaning and giving me all of those really good feelings that I like from the Death Card, but the symbolism is just striking, and it's just accurate and just very specific enough for me that is amazing. It's an amazing Death Card. Very much love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Yes. But there you go, guys. Those are my favorite depictions of the Death Card. Let me know in the comments below which one you like best, and also let me know what is your favorite depiction of the Death Card from any of the tarots that you have, or maybe not, ever. I would very much like to know. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and you have a great day. Oh, clap. Clap, 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 clap. Okay. Oh, maybe I should do a thumbnail. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. Jesus Christ. I'm Dane.